that anyone else really wants to happen here, or should we just
I was going
this?
to ask Chan if he could do anything on the station, what he'd want to do, and then go do that thing.
Oh, okay.
And I was going to try to find some information.
Cool.
Okay, cool. So Gogo, we'll start there. You're going to ask Chan what he wants to do on the station?
Yep. I'm going to literally turn to Chan and be like, Chan, we have 2 days. If you could do anything on this station, what would you want to do?
What? It would obviously be whatever you would want to do.
No. You don't understand. You are going to choose. And I start listing off like 100 different possible things that we could do. Like, we could go to a show. We could go here. We could do this. We could do that. And I'm just like waiting for him to give me a response.
So you list off a bunch of options, and he's processing it for a moment, and he says, which is the best?
The one that you choose.
He's like, what is the goal?
To have fun, Chan. Don't you want to have fun?
Which one of these would be the most fun?
Whatever one you think is the most fun.
Kind of like, he's like, I'm gonna get him to roll a check.
Mental effects save.
Does he just actually break down because he can't
how
decide?
broken did you
Yeah.
It's actually going to be a perception check. Oh, I forgot he's got a -1. Perception with wisdom. Nope.
No.
So he looks. Megan, I'm asking you as a player.
Mm-hmm.
Are any of these options less attractive to Gogo?
Less attractive to Google?
Yeah. Windows 10 wanted to tell me I could plan a Valentine's Day date. It's kind of awkward.
Gross. Well,
like of the options you listed to him.
Yeah. I would probably say going to anything that had to do with music that she listed, she'd be down with. Anything that had to do with like spas or shit like that, she would not be excited about.
Okay, perfect.
So I imagine that's what happened.
Yeah, he's like, he's like, I understand that relaxing can be fun. We should go to the relaxing place. That will make Gogo happy. Yes? And like it's that moment where he's made a decision, but maybe for the wrong reasons.
Yeah. She just goes, if that's what you choose, then that's what we'll go do.
Okay. The relaxing spa.
Oh,
Breakthrough!
Okay.
Yeah, totally.
So Jordan, what is this relaxing spa called?
It's obviously called Mrs. Pumpernickel's.
Of course it is. Let's go there.
It's Mrs. Pumpernickel's house for ailing men and women. Yeah, that's what it's called. Fortune, just offhandedly, you know that Mrs. Pumpernickel is a nasty old shrew who is keen to mean mugging everyone who doesn't pay their fare or looks strangely at her spa. She's been alive longer than you've even been alive, and you're not even sure how, because she's like 1,000.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah, like my dad was told stories from his dad. Don't go to Pumpernickel's.
Yeah, your grandfather was like, yeah, no, I don't go to Pumpernickel's. It's bad. It is still probably lauded as the best spa on the station, though.
Because you're not allowed to say anything else.
Right, yeah, because no one is...
all the people who said bad things are dead.
Yeah, no. She
They
also
did not
has,
return from their
She also
massages.
constantly has a large glass of wine in her hand at all times.
Oh god, she's Lady Sylar in space. Sorry. Anyway, Will get that. No one else will get that. It's fine.
That's terrifying. That's terrifying. She's not, though. She's just an old lady.
I know.
And there you go. Somebody made it. Yep. So you go there, and wafting out of the kind of like fake topiary that is surrounding the door is like a bunch of different aromas, but it's kind of that like there's so many it's painful. If you walk into like a candle shop, like it's good for like a single second, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, there's so many smells, I can't handle it. And as you guys walk in, and the woman behind the counter's like, yes, what can I do for you today? And Chan is just like head bowed, like chin on his chest, hands like clasped in front of him.
Yeah, I just look at him and then look back at her and say, we'd like to spend the day. Do you have a, course of things that you would recommend? Works, possibly?
She's like, well, yes, we have different packages. Would you like the couples package?
That's the exact reaction that Gogo has. She goes, sure. Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. And she goes, and also I notice you have cybernetics. Are those water resistant?
No.
So resist blood.
Let's be careful of these, okay?
She's like, okay. Well then, we'll have to remove the couple's bath from the listing.
Yes, that seems for the best.
Yeah, totally. And she's like, okay, very well. Come with me. I'll show you to the rooms. And you begin to be pampered by a smorgasbord of different things. You get the massages with the tables that are like facing each other, and then like the face scrubs and masks with space cucumbers on your eyes.
I think that the people who are doing Gogo's facial are like, oh yes, this will take your makeup right off. And she goes, yeah, you can give it a try.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, and they're just like giving you facials, and like through this whole time, like you notice Chan seems nervous, and he keeps like looking at you, like trying to judge whether or not you are having a good time the whole time.
And I'm doing my absolute best, even though she is like, ugh, I hate all of this. It all smells so good and gross, and she is trying as hard as she possibly can to make it look like she's having the best time ever, so that he can relax.
Yeah. I want you to make me a mental effect save, but I'm going to give you advantage because it's not like you're doing something horrible. No. Like, yeah, you're being
hurting me.
Yeah, you're being pampered. You can't be too mad about it. So you can have advantage on a mental effect save.
Okay. Okay, cool.
To see if he can notice it.
I cannot wait for you to...
No! It was so close. Wait. Oh, I can't reroll. Damn it!
I can't reroll saving throws. So yeah, he looks, and like there's maybe like a moment where like you cringe, and maybe it's not necessarily because you're having a bad time, or maybe like you're getting your pedicure and they just like they hit a nerve, right? Have you ever got that nerve hit when you get a pedicure and it like sends that shock up your leg and you like twitch and get that pained look on your face? And you probably have like the mask on when it happens, and you hear like you hear a couple things like tumble, and you see Chan like starting to get up from his seat, and then like the woman just like gently like no honey, and like slams him back down into the chair because he's not allowed to leave, and he just like is looking out of the corner of his eye because he thinks you're in pain or suffering in some degree, and so like for the rest of the time like he's just kind of nervously watching you. But yeah, that's how that goes.
Sigh. Okay.
But hey, Devin wasn't wrong. He made a decision.
It's true.
Yeah.
No, it's true. And he got to do something outside of the ship and whatever. So
Yep.
that's good.
That's important. Exposure is important. Cool. Awesome. So, moving on to Fortune. Fortune. What are you going to look for, and how are you going to look for it?
I'm going to go to the places that I know, which is probably Mrs. Pumpernickel's. That
Yep.
might sell drugs, or behind places that sell drugs.
Yeah, I mean, you were. We determined you were like kind of the street rat here, right?
Yes.
Like you were not really associated, so you probably know some of the shady areas of the station. Like maybe down in some of like the massive boiler rooms, there's some shady individuals that lurk around, right?
Yeah.
Where they don't police as well as they do in some of the other areas of the station. Also, you know that the station is riddled with access tunnels that are not even really tunnels. They're basically just walkways, right? Like they're full size like hallways, but they're considered access tunnels because they give like into like the backsides of some of the station portions. And you know that like in any multitude of those, there might be some shady dealings going on.
Yeah.
How am I gonna do this? I don't think this is based on luck because you know the areas to look. So I would say roll me a is this a security check? Does that sound correct? It might be a security check. Let me where's security check? Let me read security check real quick.
Or
what it's
culture.
worth, Oscar is wandering around.
Oh, no, totally.
No.
Yeah, culture makes way more sense here. You're right.
Yeah.
Roll me a culture homeworld check, like your culture Fatine check, with intelligence. Try and locate the correct area. I don't think it's going to be... Yeah, 8 is exactly what I wanted. Cool. So... I think that Fortune, you spot a junkie, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like you spot like kind of a shady individual, like he's kind of like scratching his arm a little bit, like kind of absent-mindedly, but you can see that like it's a nervous habit, right?
Yeah.
And he's just scratching his arm, and then he kind of like looking around all shady, and he kind of ducks into a corner, and maybe you're like just watching him, and then you get up from wherever you are and you start to track him. And as you're tracking him, you go down a couple flights of stairs into like one of those boiler room areas that I was talking about, probably below like a restaurant hub up above. And you can see the back of this individual, and you can see another guy who's kind of in the shadows, right? And they're having like a very soft conversation, and clearly like exchanging some things. How do you approach that?
I wait until the transaction is done.
Okay.
And then I would like to, I'd like to make a note of which way the junkie goes. Collect your thoughts. Take a breath. Okay. I would like to track the junkie and make a note of the direction the dealer goes.
Okay. Cool. Absolutely. So it's totally something you could do. The transaction is dealt. You see the junkie kind of looks over his shoulder a couple times, and he like shoves something in his pocket, and begins like trundling quickly like up another set of stairs, or maybe even like an access ladder that he's like climbing up to go up a level. And the dealer kind of fades into the background, but it doesn't sound like he goes far.
Okay.
Sounds like this might be his turf, right? And so like you probably hear him walk away, but he didn't seem like he was in a hurry and isn't that far away, probably.
Like that's his corner that he sells from.
Maybe, yeah.
Okay.
So
I'd like to.
Do you want to follow the junkie still, or?
I'd like to catch up with the junkie.
Okay, yeah. So you once they depart, you kind of climb up the ladder quickly, and you don't have to go very far because probably only like maybe a minute away or so. You see the junkie, and you see he's like stopped. He's like hunched over with his back to you, in like a corner, and you can see him like fiddling with something.
I'd like to run up on him and like grab him by the shoulder, turn him around with my gun out, and just say, "Give me what you just got."
Yeah. So you grab him by the shoulder. Do you like push him up against the wall and then have your gun like pointed right at his chest?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that like when you do that, he's totally caught unaware. He's oblivious to everything else. But as you like, you hear like a bunch of things like tumble out of his hand, and as he's got like the gun, he quickly like tries to shove something into his mouth. You can see that in the moment, you can see that there's a bunch of pills that have scattered kind of all over the ground.
Okay.
And as he's like trying to shove things in his mouth and like trying to hold his hands up at the same time, there is probably a couple pills that fall out and fall onto the ground. And he swallows really quickly, and then he holds up his gun, and he's twitching. His eyes are kind of twitching, and he's holding up his hands.
Mm-hmm. I'd be like, "What just fell on the ground? Is that what you just bought?"
He's like, hey man, I don't. You can have it. Take it. Just if. And he kind of like he's like, if you want it, it's fine. It's fine. I can get my fix somewhere else. It's okay.
All right, get out of here. And I let go of him.
Yeah, you let go of him, and like he like slinks, and you see him like try to like grab a pill that's tumbled a little further away. Do you like stop him, or do you let him grab that one pill?
There's other pills on the ground, right?
Yeah, no, it's like maybe like 5 or 6 that fell on the ground and are like scattered.
I let him grab one of them.
Yeah, so he grabs one, and then he just starts running at full speed away.
Yeah.
And so you have like 4 or 5 pills left on the ground, and you
would
can see like the little baggie that they came in.
Mm-hmm. I'd like to pick up the bag and the rest of the pills.
Okay, yeah. So you like gently like scoop the pills into the bag and maybe seal it up.
Is there any distinguishing marks on these pills?
So yeah, the pills notoriously have a big X on the back.
You cut out.
They have a big X on the back of them.
Okay. So, they're X, not betas.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to tell.
Okay. I'm like, alright. I just dropped the bag again.
In fact, you would probably know that betas are typically liquid, like in a liquid form.
Okay.
Usually via injection or inhalation.
Oh, okay.
Just to get it directly into the bloodstream much quicker.
Cool. Well, then I probably don't even worry about picking them up if I know it's not betas.
Yeah, you could flip it over and tell it's not, and that's apparently, you probably frisked him too. That's all he had on him, just these.
Yeah. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna head back down to the
do you like
corner now.
pull your Zippo out and just burn them, or what do you do with the?
I'd leave them.
Okay, you just toss them in the corner. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Yep, and then I go back down the ladder.
Okay.
To the dealer.
Yeah, and I think that as you start going down the ladder, maybe you look down and you can see that there's another deal going on, right? And the junkie kind of looks up, and he turns, he grabs like his money, and he turns and he runs the other direction. And the dealer just looks up. He like looks at the guy and he's like, ah. He throws his head back and he's like, he looks up and he's like, who are you?
What's the matter? What are you selling?
He's like, I can tell by your speech it's nothing you want. Who are you, maintenance?
Well then, you don't know me. You don't know what I like on my hot dog.
He's like, ha, yeah, it's a good joke, buddy.
I'm like, I'm looking for something.
Depends on what you're looking
something. You got any betas?
Kind of like, you can see in the dim light, it kind of like arcs an eyebrow, and he's like, betas. Fatine ain't seen betas in quite some time. This guy doesn't seem worried, like, that you may be police either.
Yeah.
He seems pretty like, okay, who's this guy?
Yeah.
For one of 2 reasons, perhaps. Like, either if you are, he's going to kill you before you kill him, or if you're not,
is police.
right. If you're not, who cares, right?
Yeah.
Like, what's you as a random civilian gonna tell the police, and he'll just move to a different corner if he has to.
Yeah. I'm like,
he doesn't seem too concerned.
I'm like, so no one really sells any betas here anymore?
Yeah, he's like, you see him just shake his head. He's like, nah, heard Stockland's got some, not any here.
All right.
He's probably like, "You deal?"
I wouldn't say deal. Trying to find a supplier, not so much a dealer.
So he does air quotes, and he's like, "Oh, okay, my bad. Do you sell at market value with product that you have acquired?"
Sure.
He's like, "Oh, well, this red cuts turf. I suggest getting off it. You at least get a warning."
Hey, I'm just looking to resupply. I'm not trying to sell in anybody's territory.
He's like, "Well, got enough for myself here. Not enough for anybody else."
All right, I head out.
Okay. Yeah, you walk out, and you could feel the eyes kind of on the back of you, like just making sure you're not going to do anything silly. Although this guy is a literally low-level drug dealer, you could probably just kill him in one shot, if you really wanted to. But yeah, he just like, he watches you walk away, and then, maybe you can hear him like, you probably hear like the spark of a lighter, right? As he like lights up a cigarette. And we see it just like illuminate his face as he's just like leans back against, waiting for his next victim to arrive.
Yeah. Got it. If that's the case, I probably probably wouldn't try to go anywhere else. Maybe just hang out at a bar and see if I hear anything.
Okay. All right. You've begun your initial inception into the drug trade of this part of the sector. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Jordan, how many bars are on this place?
At least 5.
Okay, I'm gonna pick a number.
Probably more than that, because it's a bunch of like working men,
It's true.
and they work
That's a
and
good
get
point.
drunk.
That's a good point. There's probably like
Devin.
10 then.
How many? You think 10 is a good number, Devin?
Yeah, probably.
Are you gonna pick a number 1 through 10? Good. You're bar number 5.
Okay. You do not run into Oscar. Unless you move around a bunch.
Nah, I'd probably just find one and sit there.
Okay. So Oscar, you're just out getting drunk, basically.
He got the shit beat out of him. Like, it's probably been a while since he has been, since he's had his ass handed to him quite that hard. So he's recuperating, yes.
Yeah, but to be fair, you did some ass handing of your own.
Mm-hmm. Oh, not saying that, but he was going toward the light.
You
For
were
a moment there.
Yeah, no. The light was visible.
That was 12 seconds from the light.
Yep. The train was
And
approaching.
measured
rapidly.
in turns.
Yeah, totally. So you're maybe just more relaxing rather than getting down to business.
It's possible that before he went headlong in, he shot off an email to who is it that we are likelier to encounter? Let me check my character sheet real quick.
Okay. What are we going for here?
He is owed a favor, and there are 2 people that he desperately needs to meet up with, and I'm trying to see who is closer.
Okay.
50. He sends Rudolph an email saying it's likely that in a week or two's time. No, more than that. He says within the next month he hopes to stop by and catch up.
Okay. Yeah. It'll definitely beat you there because you got to go up one more and then back.
Yeah. I mean, that is implied.
Right.
But yeah, he says, on a mission, but we'll be swinging back hope to be able to meet up in, the X number of.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Maybe he does something more like got this number of jumps, maybe catch up in, whatever.
Right. Totally. Makes sense to me. So
yeah, mostly bar food.
Yeah, so barring that, I think that we can fast forward to the 2 days and the ship is repaired and you guys are down some more money and have to go make this payday on 0501 where I promise I haven't planned anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just so the crew knows, I now have 46 credits.
Yeah.
And I am expecting restitution minus 1,000 credits.
Wait, what do you mean by that?
Because I paid to get the...
Yeah, he paid to get the whole ship fixed, not just the landing gear.
Yeah.
But it's your ship.
True fact. That is a true fact right
Do you want to
there.
continue riding on my ship?
I don't know. Do you want to continue having a bodyguard?
Do you want to continue getting patched up when the bodyguard fails?
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Oscar's not doing this for his health. Quite to the contrary.
I'm not saying you're not going to get any money. But I'm not paying for this ship the entire time. Yeah.
Well,
we'll see what that comes out to.
with them brewing those arguments in their minds.
Yeah.
The ship goes back up to full 20 out of 20. And the new destination, one can assume, is going to be the great and wonderful nation of Eurypylos. Excellent. Right?
Yeah.
Yes, everybody agree?
Yeah.
Yes, cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Alright, so unless anybody wants to do... Oh, actually, I should mention that the group of you probably back on the ship, like, maybe before... or maybe, like, the next time you guys see Gogo and Chan, they're looking mighty cleaned up. Gogo probably, like, had her makeup redone, quote-unquote makeup, quote-unquote. And, like, their skin looks great. They smell divine as opposed to, like, the greasy kind of smell that the ship always has.
Hey. That usually smells okay.
They're walking with a bit of a pep in their step.
Got it.
Which is saying something for Chan. Yeah, and that's basically all I had on that. So barring any hilarious commentary about that, about Gogo going to a spa.
I dare ya.
I'd probably... God. My brain isn't working today. I can't come up with a smart remark.
Maybe we should have got Fortune to go with you.
Yeah, as we're about to probably hit some very important roleplay from Mr.
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 Business?
Let's go to your home planet for the very first time ever.
Oh.
So, Gogo, if you would like to make me a difficulty 7 navigation check in order to jump from 0402 to 0501. Hey, it's a 10.
I did it.
You did it. You get to save your reroll.
Yeah,
Did it? Yeah.
Alright, so 0501. So, during this downtime, what does everyone do?
I gain a hit point.
You gain 3 hit points, technically, but yes.
Well, I only needed 1, so...
Well, perfect.
Yeah. And I pew some more.
Absolutely. So, things we know about this planet, first of all, that we're traveling to, is they're the largest manufacturer of Lazarus patches, In fact, the medical supplies that you guys are bringing are probably mostly raw material medical supplies, so they can fashion them. And that's why it's so heavy and big and bulky, right? We know that their primary language is Cockney.
Cool.
And we also know that Dr. Phil is from this planet.
Nifty.
So, and actually, fun note, Giorgio is also from this planet.
Giorgio didn't speak Cockney.
He was remember his job was to be the face, so he lost his Cockney accent very quickly.
Got it.
Although it is a bit more respected in these times than it was in, the 21st century. So, is there any role-playing moments that happen while we're on the ship, or is there any tasks that anyone wants to complete, such as a research task?
Yes. So.
Don't you squander this, Phil.
Probably to make sure Go-Go doesn't grab her rocket launcher, I shall have another check on the collar.
You are a man of many tasks.
Well, it's good you're doing such, because I have a feeling that after this outing that Go-Go just had with Chan, she would have absolutely been coming to check in on your progress, so...
You're assuming he passes the roll.
Oh, it's gonna be funny.
So the collar wasn't quite as hard, but this is mostly a purely scientific, and then the end of it will be some application things, some tech med things, right?
Yeah.
So it's going to be another science roll, and it's probably I think the last difficulty I gave you on this one was an 8, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll give you another 8 difficulty on a science roll. Should be able to nail it like you nailed all the others. No problem.
Ooh. I've rolled remarkably well this session.
Yeah.
Remember that the next time you get stuck in a sand dune.
This is Mr. Sandman.
It's making up for lost time, okay?
To be fair, once Will was actually here, he did well.
That is true.
This is true. Jordan was the one who got you stuck in it.
That's a good point.
Yeah,
But that should teach him a lesson.
Blame Jordan.
That should teach him a lesson. So, anything else? Anything else anybody wants to do? Go-Go, you said you were going to check up on Dr. Fisher.
Yeah, so I think I would, obviously completely unannounced, just show up in the med bay. And I probably would have been rifling through your stuff, trying to find the research that you're doing.
Yeah, she caught you on a rare bathroom break.
Right, on like the 30 seconds that you were not in the med bay. Yeah, so you just see Go-Go rifling through your shit.
Hello, Go-Go. Yes, what brings you here?
Blank stare.
Please ask her if she's injured.
Your colour has seemed a bit odd as of late.
Oh my god.
Are you feeling well?
Takes papers that were in hand and data pad and slides them onto floor.
She's like a cat. She just fucking eye contact, just slides it on the
floor. No, that wasn't important. The research is coming along nicely. It's around here somewhere. Yes, here's the report I've made. As I hand it over to her.
Hand you 20-page report.
Yeah, I think she like hefts it and then hands it back to you and says, "Can I get the shorter version? Abridged?"
Well, it's all crucial data, Go-Go. You can't simply summarize it in a few words.
Try.
Okay. Yes. Let's see what Space Master's writing.
Anyway, yes. Continue.
It's yes. I'm starting to get a sense of the actual how the chemicals are fully injected. Next step will be what those chemicals are. Though that is a much longer task to be ascertained. So yes, everything's coming along smoothly. So yes, you don't need to worry about that, Go-Go, and neither does your rocket launcher.
Coco just gives you a smile and then picks up one of the data pads that was on your desk that says list of things to do. She kind of like, scrolls it up a little bit and then looks at you, turns the data pad around to like face you, and then you see her take her other finger and just start deleting things off the list. And then she puts it down and says, "Great, I'll be going then."
Yes, a pleasure as always, Go-Go.
As the door closes. Man,
you know who doesn't give you cool toys, Fisher?
You know who can blow your head off with a rocket launcher, Fisher?
You know who has never threatened you ever before, Fisher?
True.
It's true. One of these days, Dr. Fisher's going to snap on all of you, and it's going to be glorious, and I cannot wait for that day.
Hey, I haven't done anything to Dr. Fisher.
Neither have I.
It's all going to be Go-Go's fault. I mean,
I want to see the Dr. Fisher Go-Go showdown. Let's make that happen, please. Freaking great.
All right, cool. So, anything else for anybody during their travel time period?
Oscar's probably sleeping off quite a headache.
Okay, cool.
Probably on the last day.
Right before you drop out of drive space.
Yeah, I would call a meeting.
Can you please tell us what the message is that you send out to everybody?
Dear sirs and madam, I am writing I'm writing to inform you of a meeting I'm wishing to hold about our upcoming arrival on the planet in the sector 0501 Euryopolis. I need to discuss with you matters concerning our arrival upon this Euryopolis, and it is much needed to speak face to face as it concerns all of you in various matters considering each of your traits. So please can you send back the RSVP of which I'm sending you within this note, and please reply post haste. Kind regards, Dr. Philip Fisher.
Amazing.
Postscript.
That's amazing. I love it.
I probably read half of it, and then I just look at the time that you wanted there.
I was gonna say the exact same thing. I heard Oscar sees meeting about, going to Eurymedon, and then just skims down to the time.
Yeah.
You remember that?
But he's there.
Program
He's there on the dot.
I'm there, but I do not send an RSVP.
And I'm assuming Go-Go is not there.
Well, you remember that program that Boomer installed on my thing that just scrolls all the way to the bottom of documents?
It's true.
She uses that and then RSVPs with the poop emoji.
Perfect.
And then shows up roughly 13 minutes late.
Boomer is late. He RSVPs. He understands the way of the world. He is late about 9 minutes. And he actually has Chan in tow with him when they enter. It should be noted, Chan has never attended one of your session annual meetings yet. But he is present for this one. And then Gogo shows up finally. So you received a RSVP from Oscar and Boomer put a +1, and then put a fire emoji. Just because he could.
Of course, Dr. Philip Fisher is over-analyzing
right.
both of the emojis.
Is Boomer putting out a fire? What's going on? I don't know. Is there a fire on the ship? Are people injured? I don't know. I don't smell smoke. Is there smoke? Is it smokeless fire? That's even worse.
And, oh god, I may have to give Gogo some digestive stimulus.
Does Gogo need Pepto?
Please
do.
Please bring him to the meeting. Please.
Oh my god, that's great. Yep. Total overanalyzation. I mean, when you lose most of your bodily fluids, that's what happens.
Oh my god.
That's too good.
So, you guys arrive, and Dr. Fisher, you're there, and what do you have prepared for this meeting? Do you have like a full presentation, or do you just have like, are you just going to speak with visual aids?
Oh, it's a full-blown PowerPoint presentation.
Yeah.
And, you know, the seats all nicely lined up, like for prime viewing of my presentation, which I spent a good 6 hours working on.
Sure.
Just for a 5-minute conversation.
Yep, totally. And so you can see, what does the title screen of your PowerPoint presentation say?
Euryopolis and its boundless wonders.
Perfect.
By Dr. Philip Fisher.
Perfect.
I come in, grab a chair, move it to the back so I can kick my feet up on the table and sit down.
Totally. And Oscar being there already, where are you sitting, Oscar?
Oh, his usual spot.
Okay.
You know, he's there. He's very quiet. You know, nothing unusual, but he's waiting for. This is Fisher's show. He's waiting for him to get on with the what appears to be a lecture.
Yeah, what appears to be, you know, the next hour of your life gone forever and never able to return it.
He didn't realize that this was going to be a short course on.
Hey, you know what? It's worth a credit though. It's worth a credit, and you're going to earn that credit.
Totally.
Working to my degree, hooray!
Yep. Student loans. We'll talk about those later.
No, I'm yeah.
So yeah, when
everybody's
Fortune
there
and Oscar come in, you know, it's right on time. So I probably, with a sigh, begin my long-winded presentation.
Perfect.
And it's just the introduction, and so you know, all the attractive sights on Euryopolis.
Wait, hold on. During the introduction, do you do the housekeeping portion where you tell everybody where the emergency exits are? And in the event of an emergency, if you can proceed to the rear of the ship.
Of course, yes.
That's amazing. Yep. That's so good. Yep, totally.
So, yeah.
Nerf, right? Nearest exit, turn to front.
Nerf, you got it. You got it.
So, yeah, just this long-winded presentation just about Euryopolis goes on for like over 10 minutes just about Euryopolis, and there's no real regard for what the meeting was actually called for as of yet.
Yeah.
Um,
And then Boomer comes in towards the end of that, and then Go-Go shortly after that, maybe during the first intermission period, where you're like, questions?
but I am afraid to say that Curiopolis is quite strict on what they permit to enter onto the planet, and therefore this was the reason for bringing you to this meeting this day. Is, I assume, Oscar and Fortune kind of just, I've sat for 10 minutes listening to this, and now you're getting to the point.
Go-Go has a bag of chips and is just like eating them. Like, yeah, what do I miss?
Go's being incredibly obnoxious. Yeah.
I think Oscar raises a hand and he says, Yasmin was also fairly strict, and that turned out fine.
Gogo just nods and like crunches her bag. Yeah, that's right.
Yes, but
It's about expediency.
slightly different constraints. For example, Oscar, I'm afraid your assault suit, even in its briefcase briefcase form, it is not permitted without prior access. That can take months to get the seal of approval. So I'm afraid you will not be able to have that with you when we are on the planet.
Am I to understand that they screen every briefcase entering their planet?
They do indeed, yes.
Every entity that enters the planet at all.
Interesting.
So that would also go for Gogo's rocket launcher. I'm sure they wouldn't be too thrilled with you bringing anti-vehicle weaponry just around the towns and such.
How do they feel about familial heirloom monoblades?
They should be okay. We may have to wait and see, and it may get confiscated with a written slip on for return. But yes, certainly rocket launchers are a no-go for the biospheres. Are fairly needed the planet. Anything that could do serious harm to them is looked down upon, shall we say.
I register your suggestion, Fisher.
Under Gogo's breast, she's like, I'll look down upon someone.
And there is another matter. Euryopolis is a very sterile planet. No, they take cleanliness to the highest regard.
Oscar glances.
Before you continue, I just put up my hand. I'm like, all right, I'll shower.
Begins a
yes.
slow clap.
I'm not that dirty, all right. I just look dirty.
I mean, all he does all day is lie on the cargo bay floors, screaming pew pew at the top of his lungs. So I mean, he can't possibly
That's
be
his
that
nothing work.
dirty.
So yes, certainly showers and a deep clean of all of our clothing is needed. But yes, even despite how Go-Go and Chan that's flushed look.
Other than us being clean, are there any other concerns that we should have about our business on this planet?
As long as we yes, none of you are religious, are you?
Nope.
Negative.
I cannot say so. No.
Well, that is good, as outspoken preaching of religions is punishable. So we certainly would not want that to happen to any of us, shall we?
Nope.
Yes.
I do not foresee that being an issue then.
Yes, as long as we remain in the biosphere and act cordially, then I'm sure we shall have no issues whatsoever.
I don't know, Fisher.
I mean, you do remember what our group's mission is.
We have such a list growing, though.
Piss off every governmental agency in the center.
Yeah, Yuri Pylos would probably not be the best one to piss off. They're not like Paphos. They will shoot you down and not even fucking think about it. They are a bit more militant for various reasons than other places.
Nah. We got Go-Go, we're alright.
Yeah. Go-Go can outrun ships, but I don't think she can outrun the laser beams from the cruisers.
I just meant we were going to throw Go-Go at them and then run.
Okay, true. Good point.
That would be plenty of stall.
Yeah, because last time you drove the ship, it went so well.
That's a good point as well.
I took off, alright? And I picked you up.
It's true.
Took off the land here. Anyway, so
yes, Fisher probably does another 5-minute conclusion.
yeah, and I think Oscar says Fisher, we will be on whatever resembles our best behavior. We give you our word.
Flashback killing cops in the
Yeah.
spaceport bay.
Whatever resembles our best behavior.
They said this was going to be a milk run. Yep, totally. So with the meeting adjourned and Fisher's hopes perhaps not any more alleviated than hopes and fears any more alleviated than they were previously, we pop into 0501 and we begin making our way over to Yuri Pylos, and we can fast forward to that point where you arrive and you get your you get a hail from the planet. Dr. Fisher, do you take it?
Yes, indeed.
And it's a woman on the other end, and she says, I'm gonna try real hard. In a British accent, she says,
Do it!
She says, "Good day. How can I be of assistance?"
G'day. You see, we've just come down from the old Bobding route, and we're from West Wing, and we've got those supplies you wanted. Yeah. Can you give us a hail up?
Yeah. So there's a moment where like there's obviously like some confusion on the other end, and then she gets back on and she's like, "Oi, mate, yeah, we can do that."
I don't know what that was.
You'll understand, I think, once you get there. And she's like, "Where's the chicken running to today?"
This is let's say we got those medical supplies and we just come to deliver them. And that'll be it. We may stay for a couple of counts, but shouldn't be enough to worry about. Don't worry, love. We got it.
Aye, the pools be strict around here.
Aye, they be, but, nothing to worry about from us homegrown lads.
Alright, your flock of birds should be on the way. We'll see you in a bit.
Alright, tatty bye.
Yeah, and the communication disconnects.
That was fun. We need to do that more.
Yeah, and very
probably
quickly,
just for reference, no one else understood words.
right?
Like,
Yeah,
character-wise.
it's the same. It's the same as Hiapo, right? You understand the words that they're saying, but in the way that they are using them, it's like, what in the
context clues are not helping me at all.
correct? Yeah.
That's not what that word means at all.
Yeah. And so, very quickly, Go, you receive a set of docking codes.
Yeah, I go to them.
Yeah. And so, as you guys begin flying into as Dr. Fisher, maybe you lean back in your chair and gaze at the rapidly approaching land of your home. We see the rest of the crew staring at Dr. Fisher a little bit. And then, and that's where we fade out of that scene. But we have one more scene that occurs. We see the digital time, the blip across the screen, and it says May 1, 3264, about almost 2 months ago from this current date. And then as far as location, it says 0008 Strata system, Iasis, or planet Iasis. And we know that to be the homeworld of the Tan. And we see dropping out of drive space at the edge of the system, we see an entire fleet of ships as they drop out of drive space, and then we see them turn all in sequence and begin maneuvering towards the planet. And then we get an image of inside a control tower somewhere on Iasis, and there's a bunch of Tan, which are the purple-skinned humans. Am I breaking up? What's going on?
No.
Is it Matt?
Oscar's having issues.
Okay, good.
It's just you, Matt.
Okay. We see the Tan, which are the purple-skinned humans. They begin... there's warning klaxons going off, and we can see on their viewports, we see a line of ships approaching. And we see their fleets, which are these kind of alien construction. They're all very smooth. They don't have a lot of straight lines like most other ships do. Most other human ships do. They have a lot of very curved, kind of what do you call it? Very almost complicated looking. Yeah, sleek is a good word for it. Yeah, almost complicated looking designs where their bridges and stuff come out, and we see a couple of their cruisers turn to engage. We know that the Tan are passive, but they do keep a sizable military fleet. And we see the two fleets kind of approaching each other. The Tan fleet being vastly outnumbered. And then we get in the bridge of the flagship of the bad guys, right? The guys that just warped in, and we see that pirate, right? That we saw before. He's got the eye patch. He's got the big bushy beard. He's got the space pirate hat. And he's got his in his holster. He's got his long pistol of some sort, and he's got a cutlass on his side, and. He's like, aye, today we dine on the feast of these disgusting creatures. And we see next to him in very, almost, exact opposite. Perfectly straight-laced military naval officer's uniform. Everything is perfectly in order. There is not a hair out of place on him. It looks like this man was born in his military suit, And he's got his hands clasped behind his back, and we can see on just above his heart, on the left side of his chest, we can see a big symbol that we know to be the Barba Society symbol. And for a reminder for everybody, the Barba Society is factions. Barba Society. That's their symbol. The eagle, it's like the crest with the eagle inside of it. And he says, yes, we do. Today we keep humanity safe, you and I. Let's take down these aliens. And then we see the fleets begin to fire at each other, and chaos ensues, and we black out of the screen.
Really important, but Discord just cut out for like 4 minutes on me.
Yeah, I know. You missed. It's fine. It's fine. No problem.
Pretty much the ship exploded and we all died.
Yeah.
GG.
Next. We're rolling characters beginning of next session.
Yeah.
Is it like Ton versus Barba? Is that the...
Barba and Kuchera, it appears.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it appears both.
Yeah.
Specifically in the Ton listing, I have written the fact that the Ton have the military power to hold off any single human entity in the sector. Specifically single human entity.
Mm-hmm.
But it appears there has been a team-up of 2 of the 3 major factions within the sector. And you know which side Westwind's on. So, that was to convey that.
Yay!
And with that, we are done. Let's talk about session experience.
Yay!
Some great role-playing this session. Particularly, I'm going to give a shout-out to Dr. Fisher. That was amazing. On multiple levels throughout the time. And also to Gogo for completing possibly the thing that her character has been trying to do from session 1. So, congratulations. So everybody go ahead and take 500 experience. Good job, everyone.
Nice.
Yay.
Nice.
And without further ado, we will see everybody next week.
Absolutely.
I will see the group of you in just a few minutes if you stay by, but if not, have a wonderful week. We'll talk to you throughout it.
Absolutely. I'll see you guys later.
All right.
Stream, thank you guys for showing up. It's been amazing. It's been wonderful. We're done for today. They didn't die. They made it to their destination, and we'll have to see what happens. Also, a little sneak preview. Well, not necessarily preview. We were already aware of the big shit going down on Iasis, but now we got to see it a little bit more firsthand. So, interesting times lay ahead of us. That being said, you guys know how to follow me and figure out when I do stuff. Do all kinds of stuff. So, if you're interested further, let me know. And hit the follow, subscribe, whatever you guys do. You guys know how to use the internet. I'm not going to treat you like you're stupid. But that's it. And from all of us to you, have a wonderful week, or day, or night, or wherever it is you are. And as always, may your dice roll high and try not to die.